What's going on, everybody? It's your pal Kooky McGee, aka Keegan here. I'm back with another video once again. So recently on my channel, I did the top 10 best movies of 2025 and the top 10 worst movies of 2025. Now we're going to be doing the top 5 disappointing movies of 2025. So right off the bat, this is obviously going to be a shorter video than the best and worst movies of 2025. Mostly because there weren't very many movies that I was excited for that let me down. So there's only like 5 of them. So before we get started, I would like to say not all of these movies are necessarily bad. I mean, some of them were okay, but they were ones that didn't live up to my expectations. Secondly, 2 of these movies on this list were ones I already covered on the worst of list, so I'll probably just go through those briefly. And lastly, unlike the best and worst movies list that I did, there will not be any honorable mentions before we get to number 1, so right after we get to number 2, we'll just get to number 1. So anyways, without further ado, let's get started.
Number 5.
Coming in at number 5 is Friendship. One of the 2 movies on this list that I covered in my worst of list. Now, to be fair, I wasn't exactly hyped for this movie. I didn't really know much about this movie other than I was hearing a lot of praise about this movie. A lot of people regarding it as one of the best comedies of 2025. So I kind of went into it a little bit excited to see what the hype was all about. And unfortunately, I was severely disappointed with this movie, as I really did not enjoy this one at all. Now, don't get me wrong, Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd were great in this movie, but the problem with this movie is that I just really found this movie not funny at all. Okay, maybe I chuckled a little bit, like maybe 2 or 3 times, but that was it. But I really did not understand the hype for this movie. I found it really not funny, but I guess this movie was made for a certain type of audience, and I wasn't that type of audience for this movie. I mean, if you like the movie, that's fine, but for me, I personally did not like this one at all, and I just consider this one of the worst movies of the year. Like, well, that's just my opinion, that is. But yeah, I have this one at number 5 because I wasn't so overly hyped about this movie, unlike the other films you'll see on this list. I decided to put this one at number 5. I mean, I was kind of hyped for it, hearing all the good things about it, only to be disappointed finding the movie very not funny. But yeah, I just did not enjoy this one at all.
Number 4.
Coming in at number 4 is Anemone. I honestly kind of forgot I even saw this movie until I was going through my list of movies that I watched in 2025, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about this one. Now, I kind of have to give this movie credit because this was the comeback film for actor Daniel Day-Lewis after his 8-year hiatus from acting, which his last movie he acted prior to this one was Phantom Thread back in 2017. I also kind of got to give it credit because this movie was directed by his son, Ronan Day-Lewis, and Ronan Day-Lewis and Daniel Day-Lewis wrote the screenplay for this movie together, which was kind of cool, kind of a father-son type of project. But unfortunately, the movie itself really wasn't that great, and I found this movie very forgettable. I mean, it had some good music, it had some good cinematography, and some of the acting was pretty good. But the film itself really wasn't all that great, but it wasn't terrible at the same time. But I just found this one very forgettable. But on the bright side, it's nice to see Daniel Day-Lewis start acting in movies again after a long hiatus. But hopefully the next film he'll star in will be better than this one, because despite this film being directed by his son and him writing the screenplay together, the movie itself just really, really wasn't that great, and it could have been so much better than it was.
Number 3.
Coming in at number 3 is The Shrouds. the second film that I covered on my worst of list, I had this one at number 10 on that video. I'm a big fan of David Cronenberg, one of my favorite filmmakers. Even if not all of his films are great, I consider him one of Canada's finest filmmakers. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for this movie, which, despite having an interesting premise, this movie had a lot of problems. Probably the biggest problem I have with this movie is that there's way too much stuff going on, and that it's all over the place and there's no clear direction of where the story wants to go. Now, I didn't know this at the time when I saw the movie in theaters, that this movie was originally going to be a series for Netflix, but it didn't go through for some reason. I mean, if this movie was an anthology series, this probably would have worked better, but unfortunately, as it is, the movie just really wasn't all that good at all, and all in all, I was really, really disappointed with this one. And it's probably my favorite or second least favorite movie from Cronenberg next to Cosmopolis. That movie sucked too. But I mean, if this movie was an anthology series, this probably would have been better as it was than a bloated 2-hour film with no clear direction of where it wants to go.
Number 2.
Coming in at number 2 is The Phoenician Scheme, another film from one of my favorite filmmakers, this time being Wes Anderson. Whether you like or dislike Wes Anderson's movies, there's no denying he's one of America's finest filmmakers and one of the most interesting filmmakers working today. And I like his style of his movies as well. Although in recent years, some people have cited his newer films are more style over substance. Although I wouldn't say that's necessarily true. I personally really loved The French Dispatch, and I consider that one of my favorites from Wes Anderson. I remember really enjoying Asteroid City, but I haven't seen that one since I saw it in theaters, but I do remember enjoying that one. This new film, The Phoenician Scheme, however, I didn't hate this one. I didn't downright hate this movie, but I certainly was not a fan of it. I mean, there were some things to like about it. Benicio del Toro was great in this movie, and there were a lot of other great performances in this movie, especially from the actress who played the main character's daughter. I forgot her name, but she did a really good job in this movie as well. It had some good characters, and it had some good music as well, but unfortunately, this movie just didn't really do it for me. I mean, the story wasn't as interesting as some of the other films that Wes Anderson's done. I found it hard to follow, and I don't know, the story didn't really do it for me. But, I mean, this movie wasn't terrible. I mean, it's not great. It's probably my least favorite movie from Wes Anderson that I've seen so far as of me making this video. I mean, it was all right. It could have been a lot better, but it's definitely not the worst film I've seen. But it was one that I was really looking forward to, but unfortunately I was ultimately disappointed with this one. Not a terrible film, just not that great of a movie either, but it was all right.
Number 1.
And finally, at number 1, 28 Years Later. Now, this is going to be a bit of a weird one because I recently saw 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, the other night, and I really, really enjoyed it, and it makes me want to give this one another chance. But for whatever reason, when I went to go see the first 28 Years Later in theaters on the opening weekend it came out, I was really disappointed with this movie. Although I didn't hate this one as much as some people did. I know this movie got a lot of mixed reactions. Some people liked it, some people didn't like it. I was personally really let down by this movie. But there were definitely some things to enjoy with this movie, such as the cinematography, the music, the performances. There were a lot of great performances in this movie, from Ray Fiennes to Alfie. I forgot his last name, but that's the actor who played the kid Spike. He did a really good job in this movie, and same thing in the new movie, The Bone Temple. But I don't know. I just really was not a big fan of the movie, at least when I saw it in theaters. Although I do plan to give this movie another rewatch in the future. Maybe I might appreciate it a little more. But at the time when I saw this movie, I just was really let down by this movie. But I mean, it wasn't a terrible movie. I just really, really was not a fan of it, and it just wasn't really what I was expecting. But it's weird because the Bone Temple was really, really good, but I was really not a fan of the first 28 years later. But as of this video, I was not a I was really let down by this movie, but I am willing to give it another chance. So maybe I might like it more on a second watch, but we'll see. But for right now, this movie was the most disappointing movie of 2025. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, you know the drill. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like, comment below, and if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. I upload quite a bit. And if you haven't seen either the top 10 best movies of 2025 or worst movies of 2025 videos, I'll leave a link to those in the description and in the end cards. So, once again, I want to thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And stay tuned for more videos that'll be coming out soon. But in the meantime, this is Kooky McGee signing off. Have a good day, guys. Peace. Bye-bye.